so another snap will not be forthcoming.
One team running, the other team not quite as enthusiastic.
SVSU trailing 28-0. Back in a moment. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
At Garber Buick, better is a daily effort. We start every day with better in mind. Better prices, payments, and selection. That's a big part of it, but not the whole picture. We're constantly improving to be a better place to shop, get service, and work. See Garber Buick in Saginaw and get a better payment on a new Buick Encore or Envision. The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Buick. State Street in Saginaw. Online, GarberBuick.com. Home of the low price guarantee.
If you want a career that requires a college degree, the clock starts now. And while time marches on, keep in mind that 97% of our students find their career when they graduate. The choice is yours. The time is now. The school is SVSU.
Jets has been making the best Detroit-style pizza on the planet for over 40 years because we've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe, all baked to perfection for the thickest golden crunch. So go ahead, build your own Detroit-style pizza or order one of our specialties like the all-meaty or Jet 10. Jets, better because it has to be.
Your husband is having a heart attack. The ambulance crew asks,
Which hospital?
Before you answer, consider this. Covenant Healthcare is the region's most preferred hospital for both emergency and heart care. With an expert team of board-certified cardiologists and the Great Lakes Bay region's first and largest structural heart disease program.
Take us to Covenant.
Good answer.
It's time to take advantage of the lowest tuition of any state school in Michigan. A school where 90% of our students receive scholarships or grants. The choice is yours. The time is now. The school is SVSU.
StoreMaster Exteriors is your one-stop shop for top-notch windows, roofing, siding, gutters, decks, and installation. StoreMaster will transform your home into the house you've been dreaming of. Their team of installers are fully licensed and insured employees, not subcontractors. StoreMaster delivers exceptional workmanship and unparalleled customer satisfaction. StoreMaster consultants will help you make the right decision for protecting your home and maximizing your value. Financing options are available. Call today for your free estimate.
The Detroit formula for making something great is simple. Hard work. Make it good, then make it better. Better, like Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Jets, better because it has to be.
Better is an everyday effort at Garber Chevrolet in Saginaw. Everything we do with better in mind. Better prices, payments, and selection. They're a big part of it, but not the whole picture. We're constantly improving to be a better place to shop, get service, and work.
See Garber Chevrolet in Saginaw and get a better payment on a new Chevy Silverado or better savings on a new Chevy Equinox.
The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Chevrolet, Gratiot Road in Saginaw, home of the low price guarantee.
Your college experience is waiting. It's time to compete, time to learn, time to laugh, and time to unite. It's time to call the highest ranked dorms in the country home. The choice is yours. The time is now. The school is SVSU.
You step up to life's challenges. Covenant Healthcare helps you stay one step ahead. As the most preferred health system for orthopedics, We're leading the way with next-generation treatments like robotic-assisted joint replacements, advanced expertise for complex trauma injuries, and a personalized approach to sports medicine. With the largest orthopedic team, we're with you every step of the way. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
You said earlier during the halftime recap, they've probably thrown 6 or 7 wide receiver screens. You got to read those quickly. You got to close, and you got to defeat the block of the other receiver out there and blow that play up. That's just the bottom line. If you can't do that, they're going to continue to score.
And to Northwood's credit, they have done a very good job blocking on the outside after those balls have been caught to the numbers and wide of the numbers.
Time for some momentum shifting starting right now as the Cardinals go on defense.
Cardinals kicking off. Cardinals fly from right to left here in the third quarter. Lendering with a line drive that goes 6 or 7 yards deep. Northwood will take a knee and bring it out to the 25-yard line. That was Carter Minix deciding not to bring it out. And a quick opportunity for this SVSU defense to see if they can do something to get this team a spark.
Been super impressed with Hamby and the way that he has run this offense. It has been a very masterful performance.
Northwood comes out in a very tight formation this time. We talked about how many plays they've gone to the outside of the field. This time they have everybody tight to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. And Hamby hands off to Brown, and Cardinals do a good job eventually bringing him down after about a 2-yard gain. And look, the first thing I like here is a lot more energy on the SVSU sideline from the players not in the game, trying to produce some of that energy from the near side. And now we see one of these familiar formations for Northwood with 3 receivers split wide to the right.
Well, whether you are in the game or on the sidelines, this is a team game, and everybody has to step up.
Draw here for Hamby, and a good job by SVSU to hem him in. I think that was DJ Volt, who was the corner to the far side, and then he did a good job forcing it back to the inside where Adam Leduc finally finished off the tackle.
And I think our quarterback now is Paulie Steely.
Oh, you are correct.
Who got a couple of, who got 1 series in the first half and did really well with it, and he comes out here to start the second half.
So 2 receivers split wide to the near side, and now a pistol look for Northwood on 3rd and about 6. Seeley drops back to pass. And now he's under pressure. He's hit, breaks tackles, and he's going to have the first down. It looked like the Cardinals had him hemmed in, but a great individual effort by Seeley to scramble and pick up the first down.
Yeah, Adam Leduc had a chance at him back in the pocket as it collapsed. And the Cardinals just not able to grab that ankle and keep the quarterback from scrambling to move the chains.
That's a big first down.
It sure is, because the Cardinals had a chance to really make a statement to begin this half.
3 receivers split wide to the near side on 1st and 10. Seeley back to pass. Has time, throws over the middle, incomplete. Pretty good coverage trailing the back hip that time by Sean Hodges, the SVSU defensive back. And that was one of the few times where Northwood's had a bunch of time and didn't find anyone open.
Yep, he took away the throwing lane, undercut the route a little bit, and it was probably better for Steely to have thrown that one in the turf than to try to complete it, because the coverage was very solid by Sean Hodges.
Sets up 2nd and 10 now. Seeley hands to Brown. He's hit in the backfield. He struggles back to the line of scrimmage, but that was very well defended. Mason Nickel, I think, made the initial hit. Redshirt freshman defensive tackle out of Midland Dow, playing against his hometown team, as it were, the Northwood Timberwolves. And that's a big stop. Now the Cardinals need to make a play on 3rd and 10.
Yep, another chance to get off the field here. These are such important moments. Now, with Northwood triple stacking on the far sidelines, it leads you to believe they might be throwing that wide receiver screen again, either left or right where they're double stacked. That's what they did all during the first half.
They look for that pass. It's not there. Seeley eventually dumps it off and has a man wide open down the far side. There is a penalty flag in the offensive backfield.
since there were no linemen in that backfield, that flag is most likely going to be roughing. I think they got low on Steely, and you cannot hit the quarterback low. So that's going to tack on to the end of a play that the Cardinals initially had sniffed out. It was going to be the wide receiver screen. They blew that play up, so Steely was trying to buy time. He eventually came back to that same side, to that same initial receiver, because the Cardinals had moved their coverage back downfield. And, wow, everything that could go wrong on that play did go wrong. It's a big pickup on the pass play at 15 yards on top of it, and now suddenly this ball is at the Cardinals' 30.
So instead of getting off the field on 3rd and 10, SVSU gives up the first down, tack on 15 yards for roughing the passer, and Northwood quickly into scoring territory. Seeley throwing to the near side. It is caught. Josh Brown rips it out, and I think they're going to say forward progress was stopped.
And JJ, now that it's kind of twilight and it's hard to see to start with, the Timberwolves snuck in another quarterback on us. So Hamby is back in because I think the low hit on Steely had him limping to the sidelines. You have a number 6 and a number 9 at quarterback. 6 is back in. So Hamby, who has masterfully led this team, is back in the shotgun, 2nd and 6.
3 receivers split wide to the left. He's looking to the right, now wants to go on the quarterback draw. He's got lots of room off the left side, and he's easily got the first down.
Somebody should probably teach Mr. Hamby what sliding looks like. He went in head first, and that's not a good recipe for health during the course of the season, but he is quick and he saw the C's part on the left side of his line, and there was nothing but green turf in his way for that first down.
Northwood has done a good job mixing up their play calls.
Yes, they have. They've been very unpredictable and largely pass-oriented. Now they have 5 receivers split all over the place.
1st and 10 from the SVSU 18-yard line. Hamby throwing to the far side into coverage, but a nice back shoulder throw and catch is made. Touchdown, Northwood.
I believe your receiver was Sam Dursa.
Trying to get they're giving it to Rivard over the PA.
All right. I won't argue with them either. It's very difficult to decipher jersey numbers. I do know this. He plays for Northwood. And they moved the scoreboard up 6 points.
Well, and I know this. SVSU had a chance to get off the field on 3rd and 10 earlier in this possession.
Yep.
Didn't do it, and Northwood takes advantage.
That has been the theme on repeat here tonight.
Extra point is on the way, and it is good. So it is now 35-0. Northwood leading Saginaw Valley. 10:34 to play 3rd quarter. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.
StoreMaster Exteriors is your one-stop shop for top-notch windows, roofing, siding, gutters, decks, and installation. StoreMaster will transform your home into the house you've been dreaming of. Their team of installers are fully licensed and insured employees, not subcontractors. StoreMaster delivers exceptional workmanship and unparalleled customer satisfaction. StoreMaster consultants will help you make the right decision for protecting your home and maximizing your value. Financing options are available. Call today for your free estimate.
At Covenant Healthcare, we take caring for kids very seriously. That's why we've established Covenant Children's Hospital. We have the region's only pediatric emergency care center and intensive care unit, and a birth center with a level 3 regional neonatal intensive care unit.
They have stickers!
We're dedicated to providing extraordinary care to infants and children so they can get back to the serious business of being kids.
In a world ravaged by outrageous prices, tormented by aggressive salespeople, and plagued by confusing offers, there is a team of heroes that delivers something better. And better is Garber Nissan in Saginaw, home of the low price guarantee. Need a lower payment? We do it better. Want incredible service? We do it better. Want an easier
Defense to begin the second half. Unfortunately, Cardinals could not get off the field. Northwood able to march downfield, add a touchdown to their lead. It is now 35-0 Timberwolves.
So one of the stat categories that you want to keep your eye on in a game that's kind of lopsided like this one is what's happening on third downs. And now Northwood on the night is 6 out of 7 on third downs. They have 25 first downs in this game and have dominated in every phase of this contest. There's really no other way to say it. The Cardinals now are going to have to put something together to start. You know, you bite it off one little bite at a time with some effective plays on offense, maintaining the ball, moving the chains, giving your defense a chance to catch its breath, but you've got to put some points on the board.
Jaquan Howard will watch this one bounce through the end zone, and this becomes, again, it's a long climb back from 35-0, but you want to at least start to try to get something going on offense after a first half in which SVSU only totaled 72 yards.
And I don't want to say this, I don't want to sound too negative, but it doesn't, I don't even remember the 72 yards, right? It's been a rough go. So let's see what Mason's got in store here as the offense comes back on the field and tries to kind of reset things.
Here he throws it underneath, finds his tight end McCoon. That'll be a gain of 8. So a nice little pitch and catch there, and SVSU not quite going with a hurry up here, but they are quickly getting to the line. Play call coming in from the near sideline again.
That was a good, accurate pass, by the way. Hit McCoon right between the 8 and the 6 where it needed to be. Mason struggled a bit tonight with accuracy.
2nd and 2. Handoff to Jamerson, coming to the near side. He's got the first down, lowers his shoulder, and pushes it out to the 40-yard line. That gets a little bit of a nice cheer from the home sideline. Jamerson in the first half, 5 carries, just 24 yards, but again, only 5 carries.
Yeah. Everybody here has been looking for signs of life, signs of fight in the Cardinals, and him just kind of bulldozing forward brought these folks to life a little bit.
Cardinals do pick up the first down. Hand off to Jamerson again. Nice cuts back move. He's across midfield. He's got another first down. Tackle finally made by Cole Simpson, but that's a nice 12-yard pickup, and maybe this will get the Cardinals going on offense.
We could dig through the annals of football to the 38-3 comebacks in Music City. We can come back to some of those things. The Patriots beating the Falcons in a Super Bowl where they had no business doing so. But there's a reason we remember those rare exceptions, because they're rare exceptions. So the Cardinals have a chance here to get things going and see what they can do with this big deficit.
Here they go with an end around to the near side. Terrence Brown gets a nice block from Shahu, stays on his feet, and gets inside the 30-yard line. So that time Terrence Brown was lined up to the far side, came back to the near side. McKenzie pitched it behind him, and then it was a great seal block by the left tackle, Sean Shahu, to allow Terrence Brown to get the Cardinals' biggest play of the night by far.
And kudos to Shahu for keeping his hands inside the shoulder pad so there was no chance a holding call was coming.
Blitz coming here. McKenzie has time, looking deep, and it is incomplete. Little bit of contact there. No flag forthcoming. He was looking for Eric Kraft. There was some contact there with Sayon Talley, but no flag thrown.
Pretty good coverage.
Yep.
Pass thrown right to the base of the goal post where it needed to be on the post route, and you live to fight again another day on 2nd and 10. Good protection, by the way. You mentioned the blitz was coming. It was picked up effectively by the Cardinals. Jamerson stepped up and really took on a linebacker to give his quarterback an extra beat to set up for that throw.
Clock stops momentarily. 8:27 to play, third quarter. SVSU trailing 35-0. McKenzie drops back to pass here, rolling to his right. Now he's going to take off and run. He's got a lane. He's inside the 20, stays on his feet, inside the 10, struggling forward, gets a push down to the 2-yard line.
Well, you talk about making himself, takes off and does what he does so very well, which is just scramble and make something happen with his, Barry Sanders-like finesse in heavy traffic, and sets up the Cardinals for their best scoring opportunity so far today.
Patterson checks in at quarterback. He runs it to the left side, has some blockers in front. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Saginaw Valley.
And there's a start. There's a start. The defense has a little fire in its step now after seeing the offense do its part for the first time tonight. So you start there and you try to build off of it. You can't. I don't think there are any 35-point plays, so you can only go one possession at a time.
And the Cardinals will go for the traditional extra point. Now they line up in the swinging gate formation just in case somebody is misaligned on the other side. But Lendering coming on to attempt an extra point for the first time tonight. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on the way, and it is good. So it's now 35-7. Northwood on top, 7:43 to play third quarter. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
Better is an everyday effort at Garber Chevrolet in Saginaw. Everything we do with better in mind. Better prices, payments, and selection. They're a big part of it, but not the whole picture. We're constantly improving to be a better place to shop, get service, and work.
See Garber Chevrolet in Saginaw and get a better payment on a new Chevy Silverado or better savings on a new Chevy Equinox.
The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Chevrolet, Gratiot Road in Saginaw, home of the low price guarantee.
The Detroit formula for making something great is simple: hard work.
JJ Bain, Bill Hobson back at Wick Stadium, where the Cardinal offense totaled 72 yards in the first half, puts together a 75-yard drive on its first possession of the second half. Nick Patterson finally runs it in from 2 yards out. 35-7 our score. 7:43 to play here in the third quarter. A lot of time left if SVSU can make enough plays to give its offense enough possessions.
Yeah, these two things definitely go hand in hand. It is time for the defense to get a stop. Other than a missed chip shot field goal by Northwood, there have been no defensive stops, right? There's not been a punt, there's not been a turnover, and that's either of those things are what this Cardinal team desperately needs. And here's another opportunity after the offense finally cashes one in. You can hear a little more juice in the home crowd, which is a good sign. Let's see if the defense can feed off of that now.
Lenderink has it teed up at the 35-yard line. He does kick it deep. And Northwood will bring it out from the goal line, trying to find a seam, but very good downfield coverage there by SVSU. Was that Terrence Brown?
There was that Hill.
Could have been Jaden Bevy. Was that number 8?
Number 0.
I had 0. Oh, so Tyree Hill. Well, that's a defensive end. That looked like Brown to me.
All hands on deck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Terrence Brown. So playing on special teams and on offense and making a nice tackle downfield there.
These are the things that need to happen. You need every one of your contributors to step up and do something to make a difference, and maybe even on this possession, maybe you get a chance to cause a turnover of some sort. Northwood's been very good protecting the football all night.
On first down, Hamby throws the swing pass to the running back. Bovet tries to go over a block and gets right back up, took a hard hit to the turf, and Northwood did an excellent job blocking on the outside edge.
He was trying to get over the block. He did not make it over the block. So a good pickup on first down for Northwood.
Gain of about 6. Sets up 2nd and 4. And again, Northwood 2 receivers split very wide to either side. Hamby looking to throw. He's coming to the near side and incomplete, and that is a very clear pass interference. Oglesby that time, he got his hands in on the shoulder pads of the receiver and right in front of the official.
I know for a fact, having attended a practice, they coach, when the receiver looks for the ball, you look for the ball. Didn't happen that time, and the freshman got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
And if he had turned around, the pass was underthrown.
Yeah. Very, very possibly could have turned around and had himself a little present delivered. But that's not how it played out. So first down by penalty there for Northwood.
Oglesby is a redshirt freshman, so just his third college game out of Detroit Martin Luther King High School.
By the way, it's not just here. It seems to be at every level of football. Not that I've ever played corner. But locating the football seems to be something that is not done as often as you would think, and that's why those pass interference calls result.
Handoff here to Brown. What a big hit delivered there. Was that Josh Brown for SVSU? It was. The corner for SVSU coming up and delivering a big hit. I'm not sure. Back to the line of scrimmage.
That was a submarine kind of shot. We saw feet in the air as Brown came in and just cut the legs out of the back.
So that was Josh Brown tackling Devin Brown.
What can Brown do for you?
Loss of a yard on that one. Hamby back to pass. Looking over the middle. He's got his man. And that will be enough for the first down, as that was Luke Boos on the reception.
That's the slant we have seen a number of times tonight. And if Northwood had a go-to couple of plays in their offense, which I think they do, one is the wide receiver screen, and the other is the slant that we just saw. And Boos has become a favorite target of Hamby on that pass.
So Northwood 1st and 10 out at their own 48-yard line. Inside 6 minutes to play, third quarter. Northwood leading 35-7. And here Hamby coming to the near side does turn up field and picks up a yard or two. Adam LeDuc was chasing him down but could not quite catch him. SVSU did a good job along the near sideline of not letting Hamby gain much. They'll give him a yard on the play.
And we would call it wasn't a sack, but we would kind of refer to that as a coverage sack. Hamby did check all of his options, and the Cardinals secondary did an excellent job of taking away any receiver that he could think about going to.
So 2nd and 9 coming up. 5:20 to play, third quarter. SVSU trailing 35-7. A little bit of a pistol look here. And Hamby goes play action. He wants to go deep. He's looking down the far side. And it's broken up by Oglesby, and no flag there. He got his hand in there, but he did not turn his helmet around towards the football. Still did an excellent job breaking up the pass.
Well, he's got speed. He can stick with the receiver. We saw that. That was just a kind of a go route to the corner. And fortunately, it was underthrown just enough that it might have actually hit Oglesby in the back without him turning around to locate it. But I do hold my breath on those throws when you see him never turning, because you just never know. If contact is made, the flag is coming out more often than not. Now another chance for the defense.
3rd and 9. Blitz coming. They set up the screen. It's caught, and it's going to be a first down. Great play call by Northwood.
Middle screen. First time we've seen that tonight as they throw it out to Hudson Gerstacker, who was between the hash marks. You don't see a lot of middle screens, but Northwood anticipated the blitz correctly. There were a lot of red shirts coming in after Hamby. He just calmly waited and flipped it over the top of them. As you said, JJ, that was a good play call. It was well executed.
And that's the game within a game right there, because if SVSU shows blitz and drops out of it there, that one could have been thrown right into a defender. But give credit to Northwood. Good play call, well executed. They keep the drive alive. Handoff here to Devin Brown. He's hit by Chung, then wraps up the football with both hands after a gain of about 4 yards.
The Timberwolves are now 7 of 8 on third down.
Wow.
The numbers just keep going. 88% clip.
And a lot of them have been long. That last one was 3rd and 9. Earlier in the half, they had a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they have been converting when they need to. And, it's been impressive. Of the 29 first downs they have, 20 of them have been converted through the air, 4 on the ground, and 5 by penalty. 5 first down penalties. That's tough for the Cardinals to overcome.
2nd and 6 coming up. Handoff to Devin Brown, tries to cut back, does, picks up some yards.
That ball came out. I don't know if it came out late, but it came out. There was a A couple of players diving in there. There's no change of possession.
Going to be 3rd and about 3 coming up.
You know, Brown is an intriguing running back. He's not fancy, but the first tackle doesn't usually get him. He has been able to create yards after contact quite impressively.
Empty set here for Northwood. 3rd and
So we
3.
have 3 receivers far left, 2 on this side on the right, which usually leads us to believe a quick flare pass is going to one or the other side. It's happened almost every time they've had this alignment.
Hamby wanted to come to the near side, couldn't. Holding on the far side, if they call it, they don't. And instead the pass goes out of bounds.
You are not kidding, partner.
I cannot. That one was obvious in the field of play.
That was a felony in 48 states. And it was right in front of the white hat. So Northwood gets a break there. And now, however, the Cardinal defense does its part on this possession to force a long field goal attempt of, is it 49? It's going to be a 49, maybe 50 yards officially.
Yep, they're going to mark it right at, or spot it, I should say, right at the 40-yard line to make this a 50-yard attempt. The other thing, if you're SVSU, watch against the fake.
And don't jump off sides.
They do snap it. They do kick it. It is on the way. It has the distance, and it is good. So Northwood, what a kick by Drew Cody to connect from 50 yards out. That makes it 38-7 in Northwood. 2:38 to play 3rd quarter. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.
Your college experience is waiting. It's time to compete, time to learn, time to laugh, and time to unite. It's time to call the highest-ranked dorms in the country home. The choice is yours. The time is now. The school is SVSU.
At Garber Buick, better is a daily effort. We start every day with better in mind. Better prices, payments, and selection. That's a big part of it, but not the whole picture. We're constantly improving to be a better place to shop, get service, and work. See Garber Buick in Saginaw and get a better payment on a new Buick Encore or Envision. The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Buick. State Street in Saginaw. Online, GarberBuick.com. Home of the low price guarantee.
Jets has been making the best Detroit-style pizza on the planet for over 40 years because we've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe, all baked to perfection for the...
AJ Bain, Bill Hobson back at Wick Stadium where SVSU does force the long field goal try, but Drew Cady connects from 50 yards out, the true freshman out of Oxford High School. And that also was a long possession for Northwood because now there's just 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Well, part of what Northwood has to its advantage, along with a sizable margin on the scoreboard, they can take their time now. They have to do is take their time, run the play clock down, keep it on the ground probably a bit more than they did in that first half because the clock is, of course, the enemy of the Cardinals.
Jaquan Howard and Braden Hill deep to receive for SVSU. Howard moved into the top 5 all-time in kickoff return yardage earlier in this contest. Howard fields this one at his own 3-yard line, looking for some blocks, and he is hit hard.
He was looking for some blocks, but he did not receive the block he was looking for. I was just about to say, JJ, wouldn't it be fun for him to add to his totals by busting a kick return? And just as I was going to begin that statement, the return ended abruptly. Ooh.
Northwood did a good job in their kick cover unit.
Yeah, I'll say.
Howard did hold on, but SVSU will be backed up to their own 19-yard line.
The offense coming off of a very solid possession on the last drive, which resulted in their only touchdown of the night. They need to copy and paste those results right here. The chains are tangled.
Need to get those set on the far side.
In the year of our Lord, 2025, the chain gang continues to use chain link.
Correct.
It's one of the great mysteries to me in all of sports. I have several mysteries to unpack in the world of sports, but one of them is, how are we not just using a length of rope or something that's not going to be tangled and change the actual distance of 10 yards? It's, you know what? If this doesn't get much closer, we'll spend most of the fourth quarter talking about this.
On first down, handoff to Jamerson. Gets out to about the 24-yard line, gain of 5. So the Cardinals also, again, going quickly here, but not trying to necessarily abandon the run game.
Sometime in the near future, I would guess they will probably abandon huddling, which they did. They're not huddling now, and they'll probably move with a quicker tempo because, like you said, the clock is rolling.
Here McKenzie keeps it himself, runs to the far side, got a couple of yards, won't have enough for the first down as we now go inside 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Northwood leading 38-7.
This is one of those rare occasions where Northwood may wish the ride home was longer. You know, they have some long road trips in the GMAC. Hillsdale is their closest opponent, and other than that, it's all around the Midwest, but they're going to enjoy this one unless the Cardinals really come storming back.
3rd and 2, it's thrown underneath, and a nice catch by Kakemeister, the tight end, local product out of Swan Valley High School. He's got the first down.
Took a pretty good hit, held down, moved the chains. That's what you're looking for as the clock moves down to a $1:15 remaining in the third.
Cardinals, again, not huddling, but also not quite in top tempo yet. McKenzie looking to the near side, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Jalen McGoffey, and incomplete.
Coverage was very tight to the point where I thought you might see a little piece of yellow fabric come out, but that did not happen. And in the defense of the defender, he was looking back to spot the ball. So that seems to be the recipe for success, playing defense. Cardinals now face 2nd and 10.
McKenzie back to pass here, throws to the far side, and it's through the hands of Israel Bradford, his intended receiver, who had some room in front of him had he been able to hang on to the pass.
I think that was a case of running a little sooner than you had the ball. There was a lot of territory over there, wide open. He may have gotten a little excited about the prospects and forgot the most important part of that play, which is taking the ball with you.
So now SVSU looking at 3rd and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Bradford stays in at the running back spot. 3 receivers split wide to the left. Blitz coming. McKenzie sees it, has time, looks to the far side. Great leaping catch by Brady. No, he dropped it. Oh, that went so far away from him, I thought he had held on, and then I saw it bounce far away from him. Good pass. Hill had it in his hands, just could not complete the catch.
That was on the money. And a pass, that's two of them, right, that keep the drive alive. He needed both of those and could not hold that one in. So, and the Cardinals are mostly in, go for it no matter what territory. But when you're on your own 30 and it's 4th and 10, that's pushing that definition to the boundary a bit. So they're wisely going to punt it away.
Good snap here. Northwood content to go with the return. Nice spiraling kick by Lenderink, and no fair catch called, and so SVSU is right there on the cover. Northwood called for a fair catch consistently in the first half. I'm a little surprised Minix didn't do that there.
Not sure why you would go away from that plan with the defenders converging on you, but he did hold on to it, to his credit. You look at some of the stats now. Time of possession, 26-20 for Northwood, 17-57 for the Cardinals. First downs, 29-11. Total yards for the game, 414 to 158.
Hamby Play action, looking deep downfield, and it is broken up by Josh Brown. Almost had the interception. Josh Brown has really been a bright spot here in the second half for Saginaw Valley defensively.
He has been around the ball, had both hands on that one for a brief moment, couldn't quite bring it in, but really good coverage as he converged on a play that looked like it was pretty open for the receiver for the majority of that route. Thankfully, he closed that gap.
Josh Brown, a 5'10", 185-pound redshirt sophomore out of Livonia Churchill. Injured for the first couple of games. Cardinals get him back in the lineup tonight, and he has definitely been a bright spot. Handoff here to Devin Brown. He gets out to the 30-yard line before he's dropped. Gain of 3 on what is likely to be the final play of the third quarter. Northwood doesn't need to snap it again, and with a 38-7 lead, it looks like they will not. So we will head to the fourth quarter with SVSU trailing Northwood 38-7. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.
Better payments, better service. You will do better at Garber Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bay Road in Saginaw. Getting a better payment on your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram truck is a big part of how you'll do better, but it's not the whole picture. Garber is constantly improving to be a better place to shop, get service, and work, because being better is a daily effort. The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garbercdjr.com.
At Covenant Health.
Bill Hobson back at Wick Stadium as we begin the fourth quarter. Northwood leading 38-7. It has gone final in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Pittsburgh State at home defeats Grand Valley 17-14.
Wow.
A couple of top 25 teams there, and Pittsburgh State came in desperate after dropping their week 1 and 2 games. So they needed a win and got a big one at home tonight. Hamby, all kinds of time here, coming to the near side. His receiver makes the catch. That time it was Oglesby who tried to jump in front of the route, couldn't get there and get the ball. Case Boos hauls it in. That was a very well-delivered pass.
It really was. It was put in the only place, in a place where only the receiver could get to it. I think Oglesby would have been better served to go for the hit to break it loose. He was a step late on going for the pick. Gave up a big completion there.
One other GLIAC game in progress. Ferris State at home leading Tiffin 35-26. And that's another third down conversion for Northwood. They have been very effective on third down tonight. Handoff to Devin Brown. Bounces it outside, then runs into McDonald, the linebacker, after a gain of about, they're going to give him about 2 by the looks of it.
I really don't know, JJ, when I have last seen a team with 80% third down conversion rate. I mean, that's just rare. In any level of football, that's really quite rare.
And especially when you consider there have been several of them that have been third, medium, third, and long.
Yeah, these aren't 3rd and 1 plunges. These are pretty good chain-moving plays, including the one we just saw.
Here, Hamby throws over the middle, broken up at the last minute. Nice play there by Sean Hodges as it got through to the receiver, Sam Dursa, initially, but then Hodges came through with the rip move and broke it up.
Yeah, very nice play, very nice converging on that. The pass was a little bit high, one of the rare times we've seen a ball sail from Northwood, from Hamby. And now here's another one of those third downs we've been describing, which is, 3rd and 8. And they have been on fire with those tonight. Of their 31st downs now, 21 have been converted through passes. One would assume they'll take to the air here.
And SVSU's got to take a timeout because Josh Brown, along the near sideline, the cornerback, realized Northwood had 3 receivers split wide to the left. SVSU only had 2 defenders to the left. McDonald, the linebacker, eventually came running over. Not sure if that was his responsibility or somebody else's, but
with that imbalance, you can't have it, especially when we are fairly confident they were going to throw the wide receiver screen.
Because if the quarterback recognizes it, now you have one player to catch the football, and you've got 2 blockers in front for 2 defenders.
The math is not in your favor at that point if you're wearing a red jersey and blue helmet.
So Cardinals use a timeout there. Stops the clock with 13:33 to play. And SVSU getting some fresh personnel in there. You're going to see Josh Rao, who is a backup linebacker out of Lowell. He's going to come in as a stand-up defensive end. Also in the game is Ty Robertson. He's also going to be there as kind of that stand-up rush end to the outside.
Let's see if somebody, now there's a timeout called by Northwood. I was going to say, let's see if somebody can come put some heat on Hamby. That has not happened a lot tonight. He's largely been able to step back and pick his spots. Been under pressure just a couple of times.
Well, in that time, SVSU had different personnel in there to try to rush the quarterback. They were going with more linebackers who were then in that position to kind of play that stand-up rush end, and that time they actually had 2 such players to the near side of the defensive formation, and Northwood decided to use its own timeout.
Whatever it takes to disrupt whatever's been happening, I'm all in favor of it. At the D1 level, Miami leads South Florida 28-6. Ohio State leads Ohio University 13-0. Illinois leading Western Michigan 10-0. And Ole Miss and Arkansas are tied at 21 in the first half. Florida LSU 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Florida with that early lead. And Notre Dame leads Texas A&M 14-7 after 1 quarter of play.
So 3rd and 8 coming up for Northwood from the SVSU 47-yard line. Different formation for Northwood now, just 1 receiver split wide to either side.
Now this has most often tonight been the slant between the hashes.
SVSU drops back into coverage. They hand it off to the running back. He goes to the far side. Did not quite get the first down, but they got to where it's only about a yard to go.
That was Trent Hills, number 20, the running back for Northwood. Has had a very quiet night tonight, but he was the go-to guy on that play and got him close enough that I was fully expecting Northwood to go for it, but instead we see the punt unit coming on to the field. And with 13 minutes to go, the Cardinals stand to get the ball back. Some confusion on personnel here. Boy, you sure don't want to burn another timeout on special teams.
They're going to have to. And the Cardinal coaching staff, the headsets are being flung in frustration, as I think SVSU, expecting what you and I were expecting, Northwood would go for it. But you have to
be ready. You got to go as a unit. Everybody's standing in their place if you're in the right rhythm. Everybody in special teams is in a specific spot on the sidelines, and when you yell go, they go as a unit. Didn't happen that time, and the Cardinals are down to 1 timeout.
The other thing is, in that situation, I have no problem if you just keep your regular defense on the field.
You just don't return it.
And correct.
Yeah.
Okay? That way you guard against the fake, and if you have a deep safety, then depending on the nature of the punt, you can try to field it perhaps depending on what happens. But and that's now SVSU is going to come back out with their defensive unit out on the field, which, again, I would have been okay with the first time.
There are a lot of things that can drive coaches crazy, coaches in general crazy, and one of them is using timeouts on special teams.
The snap does get through to the punter, who does punt it away.
Let it go.
Jaquan Howard does take the fair catch at the 3.
Yeah.
That's one where, again, in fairness to Jaquan Howard, he ran out late. It's not your normal unit. However, if it's going to bounce inside of the 5, you just got to let it bounce.
If you get burned by it, that's the luck of the draw on the football's oblong properties. That one.
Because it's hard to do worse than the 3.
He lost track of where he was on the field, and as you said, it kind of came out late. So they'll add that to the list of things to work on before they head to Connecticut for next week. And the Cardinals now have 96 yards to go, down 38-7.
Yes, SVSU will be traveling to the University of New Haven in Connecticut next Saturday. University of New Haven, a longtime Division II program, is moving up to Division I AA, and so they are putting together that transition schedule, as it were, and had some open dates. SVSU able to get an opportunity to play out there next week, so looking forward to that. One other GLIAC game in progress as they begin the fourth quarter in Big Rapids. It is Ferris State leading Tiffin by a score of 35-7. Again, Pitt State today defeated Grand Valley 17-14. That game out in Kansas. Findlay defeated Wayne State 7-3. Michigan Tech over Hillsdale 34-21. St. Thomas over Northern Michigan 20-7. Truman State in overtime defeats Davenport 28-27, and Southwest Baptist at home defeats Roosevelt 40-34.
And while JJ is sharing some numbers with you, I'll share some of them from this game. Northwood has run 66 offensive plays to 39 for the Cardinals. The total yardage count right now is 447 to 158. Average yards per play is leveled off a little bit at 6.8 per play for Northwood. 4.1 per play for the Cardinals. The further I go down this list, the more the story is told, right? So it's just been a rough day. Penalties, 2 penalties against Northwood for 21 yards, 8 against the Cardinals for 72 yards, and of those penalties, 5 of them have resulted in first downs for Northwood. So it has been an avalanche of, if it can go wrong, it will. Now the Cardinals try to set some things right with a 96-yard drive, backed up to their own 4.
Nick Patterson in at quarterback for SVSU. He's going to run it coming to the near side. Maybe got a yard. Good job by Northwood there defensively. So Nick Patterson getting more opportunities here. Redshirt freshman out of Mooresville, Indiana, not too far outside Indianapolis.
And generally, Nick is going to be running the ball when he comes in at quarterback. So McKenzie comes back in after that first down play went nowhere. I think the defense probably also anticipated that he would be running the ball.
2nd and 10. McKenzie play action, quarterback draw, big hole up the middle. Nice move, dives forward across the 15. Out to about the 18-yard line, so the Cardinals do pick up a first down there.
That looked like the start of the game. That's kind of how things began with the first 3 plays where McKenzie carries, and we thought perhaps there would be a pretty big offensive outburst based on how effective it was in the first drive.
Instead, SVSU was shut out at the half. Got a touchdown on their opening possession here of the second half, but has not been nearly enough. McKenzie to the far side. Good leaping catch by Zarek Zelensky.
That throw had some zip on it. That was a well-delivered ball from McKenzie to Zelensky, who took a pop on the receiving end of it, but held on, and the Cardinals do move the chains.
Zarek Zelensky's a big receiver, 6'3", 205, so he's a big target, but also then able to absorb a hit as he did on that catch. McKenzie can't find his initial receivers here. Now looking for Hill. Did he make that catch? No, they say incomplete. Great attempt by Hill.
Yes.
But could not haul it in.
Looked like it was scraping the turf as he went down, laid out for it fully, very close to making a fantastic reception.
So after 3 home games to start the season, including tonight, SVSU will make the long trip to Connecticut next Saturday, then a bye week before SVSU opens GLIAC play at home against Northern Michigan. McKenzie rolling to his right. Now he's going to take off and run. And a good job by Eric Kraft there not to get one of those cheap blocking downfield penalties. He kind of turned his back to the man who was defending him to give McKenzie a little bit extra room, but also to make it abundantly clear that he was not holding anyone.
Sometimes you just get in the way.
Yep.
You don't have to deliver the impact. You just become an obstacle, and that's what Kraft did wisely there, as you said. Don't give anybody a reason to throw the flag. I thought he got further upfield before stepping out of bounds. It's marked back 3rd and 3.
Just a 3-man rush for Northwood this time. Terrence Brown wide open along the near sideline, makes the catch and knocked out of bounds after he picks up the first down.
Yeah, lots of coverage drop back for Northwood, as you would expect, as they have a big lead to defend. Good job by Mason to not force it into his first couple of options and realizing he had his release valve over on the right sidelines. Interested to see if Northwood brings heat or drops back.
This time they rush 4, and McKenzie rolling out. He's under pressure. Did he get it away? He did, almost intercepted along the near sideline. He did have a receiver in the area. So Northwood that time started with 4, had a late blitzer. We've also got a penalty in the secondary against Northwood, you would think.
Yeah, you would think so. Cole Simpson almost jumped in front of Mason's attempt to throw that ball away. He did get a hand on it as McKenzie was desperately trying to find somebody to throw it near. Meanwhile, it is a defensive hold called on Northwood, so the Cardinals benefit and get their first down by way of penalty.
9:46 to play, fourth quarter. SVSU trailing 38-7. Trying to get some momentum here that hopefully they can carry into next week. McKenzie has time, looks to the near side, caught by Kraft. Nice move after the catch to get down inside the 30-yard line. That will be enough for a Cardinal first down.
Cardinals go into a hurry-up look, as well they should. 9:30 and rolling remaining in this contest.
McKenzie, lots of time here, drops it off for Jamerson, and he just lowers his shoulder, maybe got a yard.
Northwood's linebacking core just setting back in kind of a soft zone. Keep everybody in front of you in that 8-yard and under area, and then quickly swarm to the ball, which is what they did to Jamerson there. They're just kind of sitting back. They don't have to do anything heroic. They just need to keep the ball carrier and the receivers in front of them and chew up some more time on this clock. We're under 9 minutes.
Austin Bills checks in at running back for SVSU on 2nd and 10. McKenzie looking deep down the middle. His man is wide open. It's Terrence Brown, and he could not locate the football. We've got a penalty in the offensive backfield, but Terrence Brown was wide open running that.
So either it looked like it went over the shoulder he was not expecting. Meanwhile, linebacker Aiden Halliday was getting into it in the backfield after hitting McKenzie late, and they do call roughing the passer. So for the second time on this possession, the Cardinals pick up a first down courtesy of a penalty, and Northwood maybe getting a little bit less disciplined here as things wind down. Now 8:42, and suddenly you're in the red zone.
Cardinals had just 72 yards of total offense in the first half, put together a 75-yard drive to start the second half, and putting together a nice drive here. And again, at this point, certainly you hold out some hope for this contest, but it's also a situation of trying to put some building blocks in for future contests. Looking to the far side, man, it's wide open in the end zone. Terrence Brown, touchdown Saginaw Valley.
Boy, he just ran that route so nice, and the protection was excellent for Mason. Isaiah McGarry was in coverage on Brown and just kind of lost track of him on a simple out pattern. So the Cardinals convert on this drive thanks to a couple of penalties that kept the drive alive. And JJ, I would kind of fully expect in this go for broke mindset here in the fourth quarter that after this extra point, the Cardinals may very well elect for an onside kick. We shall see if that's the same mindset the coaching staff has, but they need more possessions.
8:37 to play. Lendering comes on to attempt the extra point. Kick is on the way. It's good. We've got penalty flags. So the ball went through the uprights. Let's sort out the infraction before we take a break.
The flags came from the back judge under the goalpost, which sometimes indicates that a defender leapt over top of the line, which you're not allowed to do. So I'm guessing. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary there, but there's actually 3 flags down in the end zone. So everybody saw something out there, and all the officials who threw the flags were in the end zone.
Illegal substitution on Northwood, so the extra point is good. 38-14, Northwood leading Saginaw Valley, 8:37 to play, fourth quarter. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
Better is an everyday effort at Garber Chevrolet in Saginaw. Everything we do with better in mind. Better prices, payments, and selection. They're a big part of it, but not the whole picture. We're constantly improving to be a better place to shop, get service, and work.
See Garber Chevrolet in Saginaw and get a better payment on a new Chevy Silverado or better savings on a new Chevy Equinox.
The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Chevrolet, Gratiot Road in Saginaw, home of the low price guarantee.
The Detroit
AJ Bain, Bill Hobson back at Wick Stadium. Now,
they did not benefit from the yardage being assessed after the penalty that was called on the extra point. So the Cardinals are setting up to kick off from the 35, which is normal. I thought they would move the ball forward by enforcing the previous penalty on the kick. Not the case, but here comes the excitement of an onside kick.
Cardinals have 2 potential kickers here in Lenderink and McCoon. Lenderink will kick it. He gets a good bounce, but I think Northwood was able to slide underneath it.
That was a good onside kick. You know, you never know how that ball is going to take off. You try to have your kicker kick it down into the turf to get kind of a crazy bounce, and you know, it almost worked. I think it was number 10 for
Townsend,
Northwood.
yep.
Townsend who grabbed it because, of course, the Timberwolves had their hands team in there, and a wide receiver would be part of that unit.
I'm with you. That was a good onside kick.
Yeah.
It also had a fair amount of heat on it. That was not an easy ball to field. So credit to Townsend, but also pretty well executed onside kick there. Again, you're hoping it works in this circumstance, but you're also practicing that for a future contest where it may also come into play. On first down here, handoff to Brown, and he runs to the near side. Huge pile up. It's going to go for a gain of a yard or 2.
Not surprised to see Northwood keep it on the ground here to start the drive. Again, churning time.
Yep, they're going to take all the time they can, as we'll be inside 8 minutes to play in the contest before the next snap is taken.
Been super impressed by quarterback Ethan Hamby tonight. He's 19 of 31. I didn't realize he had that many incompletions, but he's thrown for 241 and 3 touchdowns. And Paul Seeley, the other quarterback, 6 of 9 for 85 yards.
Second and 9. And here, a great job by SVSU defensively. Allen Hill able to break through, the redshirt sophomore out of Cincinnati, and make a nice tackle for loss.
We remember earlier in the game, Hill limped off under his own power. I wasn't sure if we'd see him again, and well, we saw him again. Really good play. Now sets up 3rd and long, and what a great opportunity for this defense.
Sets up 3rd and 11. Cardinals still with a number of starters out there defensively. Hamby looking to throw to the far side. Off the hands of his intended receiver. And
word.
now a late penalty flag comes out.
I'm sorry. That's hideous.
They're going to call this on David Collins. And
well, I don't know. I saw the one official point towards Northwood. That might be OPI, as with a push-off near the end of it. It certainly was not interference on Collins from my vantage point. Let's see what we're going to get here.
Nor from mine either. Now, again, he did not turn to look for the football. All right, they wave off the penalty. And so that will make it a 4th down situation for Northwood.
I'm very confused by... that's a conversation I'd like to have post-game just in the officials' room. Like, okay, you threw it for a reason. Why is it not? Why did you? Did you regret it the moment it was in the air? Like, oh, I accidentally reached into my pocket and threw. So, but the good news is it was not a penalty against the Cardinals because Collins did not deserve a pass interference call there, and the Cardinals get the ball back.
Katie gets away an end-over-end punt. Braylon Hill, nice sliding catch down at about the 12-yard line. That was not an easy punt to field. And again, that's another one where you could let it go, but at least Braden Hill did a good job to not only slide underneath it, but then secure it. So SVSU will get the football back, trailing 38-14, 6:56 to play, 4th quarter.
Good job by the defense on that possession. Minimize time of possession, get off the field, avoid a pass interference call that we didn't think was deserved anyway, so that's a good thing to see. And now with 6:56 to go, a quick score, and I don't know, life remains interesting.
It does.
How about that? I don't have to go into my 6-minute stand-up routine about why we still use chain link on the chain gang.
Well,
but I've got a tight 6 minutes if you'd like to hear it.
I was going to say, I have no doubt that your soliloquy would be most entertaining.
Well, we'll find out on a road trip sometime. And if I see you say, get out of the car, then I'll know that it really was not nearly as entertaining as I'd hoped.
Want to thank all of the folks who came out tonight for the Axe Bowl and who have been coming out for SVSU all season long. Cardinals with 3 home games to start the season. And happy to have them with us. And also want to invite everyone back. 3 weeks from tonight is the next home game as SVSU will host Northern Michigan for homecoming. That will be a 2 p.m. contest here at Wick Stadium.
Well, you go from 3 home games to a maximum length road trip. Going out to New Haven, Connecticut, that's a substantial journey to play a pretty good team. So the Cardinals have a lot to build on, a lot to study, a lot to practice, and kind of a lot to work on here given what's transpired. However, with 6:56 to go, down 24, quick strike here, and you keep a little tiny glimmer of hope alive. I believe in Dumb and Dumber, where they would say, "So you're saying there's a chance?" It's not a great chance, but it's a chance.
Cardinals would definitely need some help.
Some onside kick success and all sorts of help. Yes.
Cardinals take over at their own 12-yard line. This time Northwood had a spy on McKenzie. He finds a receiver, McGoffey, wide open over the middle, and he holds on after contact.
I love to see a receiver break free and follow his quarterback as the quarterback scrambles. McGoffey had his hand in the air waving so that Mason could see him. I mean, it's not easy when you're being chased to just look up and find a receiver, but McGoffey was fairly open. And a really good strike delivered by Mason.
Blitz coming here. Cardinals pick it up. McKenzie doesn't find anyone open initially. Rolls now to the far side. And he's going to take off and run. Does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a coverage sack, big time. The receivers were all going deep, and the Timberwolves were just back in a prevent kind of a look. They weren't going to let anybody sneak behind them. That's for sure. I think Mason may have run 48 yards on that play to lose 2.
Definitely kept the play alive as long as he could.
Clock still rolling now. Inside of 6 minutes, the Cardinals taking quite a bit of time to get the play in.
McKenzie drops back to pass here. Rolling to his right, has a receiver wide open over the middle, instead goes to the near side, and a great leaping catch by Braden Hill. R.J. Manning was wide open in the middle of the field, but McKenzie saw Hill and put together a nice throw and an even better catch.
And there's been some instances tonight where Hill's had a hard time holding on to the ball. He made a really good grab there and a big pickup for the Cardinals.
Now into Northwood territory at the Timberwolves' 43-yard line. Pass thrown over the middle. It's juggled and dropped. J.T. Weber had a shot at it. Pass was a little bit low, but that's one that if you're the receiver, you're going to look back at that one and have some chagrin.
That was very, very catchable.
Stops the clock with exactly 5 minutes to play. Northwood leading 38-14. McKenzie, all kinds of time here.
Lots of time. Only rushing two.
Rolling, looks to the near side, and that one goes through the hands of his running back, Bradford. Wouldn't have been a huge gain, but would have picked up a few yards along the near sideline, so now it will be 3rd and 10.
You know, it's tough on the quarterback, which sounds weird when I say they're only rushing 2 or 3, but that means everybody else is in coverage, right? There's not that many receivers in a pattern, so you've really got to pick your spots and try to extend the play with your legs. Mason's very good at that, but on the other end of it, you also really need your receivers to make the catch.
Now 3rd and 10. Brown comes in motion to the near side. McKenzie looks deep down the far side.
Oh.
Incomplete. He was looking for Kennedy and could not connect on that one. So now SVSU likely to go for it on 4th and 10. That time Northwood rushed 4 and kept a spy on McKenzie.
Well, Northwood's in, they're in a pretty comfortable spot right now where it's just, you're going to have to do something really special to get past us. And as they sit back and force Mason to throw it into coverage, it's tough. That's the nature of having a 24-point lead.
4th and 10. McKenzie
going for it.
And his receiver bumped off the route and never really had a chance to get to that football.
Kind of seemed like Kennedy stopped the route again. I think we saw that in the first half. Now maybe he was contacted. I couldn't tell, but I know Mason threw a ball to the pylon and Kennedy stopped moving on it. So Cardinals turn it over, and that last little glimmer of hope, I believe, has left the building along with Elvis.
And a few more fans start to pick up their gear with which they arrived and will head for the exits. Definitely a disappointing contest from an SVSU perspective. The Northwood faithful from 20 miles away will head home quite happy after this one.
They are going to do some celebrating as the axe handle will remain powder blue for another year in this rivalry game. That makes 2 in a row for Northwood after a fairly substantial dominant streak by the Cardinals. And, it's the ebbs and flows of competition. That's kind of what happens in this world of ours.
Clock ticking, approaching 4 minutes to play. Northwood, of course, taking all the time they can between each snap. And handoff here, nice hole off the left side for Trent Hill. Trent Hill with the nice carry, and he picks up the first down.
And Northwood has been throwing the ball all over the playground tonight. I don't know that they'll throw it again. They certainly don't have to. I don't know that the Cardinals are in any hurry to stop the clock as we get down to 3.5 minutes. I think the only thing in the way now will be the 2-minute timeout.
Still not used to that being an automatic part of my thinking.
Me either. That's why I still call it the 2-minute warning.
Handoff here to Devin Brown, running to the far side, then gets a push from behind after contact, winds up with about a 7-yard gain.
Well, if you head back into the locker room and if you're in part of the conversations with the Cardinal coaching staff, what are you looking at this week? What are you building off of? I mean, obviously, you're going to be upset. You're going to be quite irritated with execution and how your team came out to start the game. Where do you start?
I think it is one of the basic adages of football, but I do think you start with protecting the football. It was very early in the game, and you don't want to overstate the importance of any single play, but that early interception thrown on the first possession by Mason McKenzie really did seem to give a lot of momentum to Northwood. And then there was another interception that one was a play where, it looked like Zelensky, his receiver, had it, but then good play by Simpson, the Northwood defender, to take it away. But you're not going to win many football games when you lose the turnover battle.
Yeah, and I was struck by the ease with which Northwood scored early on.
Agreed.
Their first few possessions were really, really well executed, to say the least.
Handoff to the near side, and this looks like it will be enough to move the chains.
And if this truly is a Northwood team with a quarterback rotation, kind of an alternating look, they've done it really well. I don't know much about the depth of the GMAC conference, but this is a good team we're looking at out here. I would love to see them continue this kind of momentum throughout the season and just see what they can do with it all.
That takes us to the 2-minute timeout. Northwood leading 38-14. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.
Your college experience is waiting. It's time to compete, time to learn, time to laugh, and time to unite. It's time to call the highest-ranked dorms in the country home. The choice is yours. The time is now. The school is SVSU.
At Garber Buick, better is a daily effort. We start every day with better in mind. Better prices, payments, and selection. That's a big part of it, but not the whole picture. We're constantly improving to be a better place to shop, get service, and work. See Garber Buick in Saginaw and get a better payment on a new Buick Encore or Envision. The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Buick. State Street in Saginaw. Online, GarberBuick.com. Home of the low price guarantee.
Jets has been making the best Detroit-style pizza on the planet for over 40 years. Because we've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe. All baked to perfection for the thickest golden crunch. So go ahead, build your own Detroit-style pizza or order one of our special.
Bane, Bill Hobson back at Wick Stadium. The Axe-Bowl rivalry renewed this evening, and Northwood took a lead early, took command early, and has never let go. 38-14, our current score, Northwood in the lead.
There were a couple little moments where we thought this could be the turning point. Didn't happen that way, and Northwood is to be credited for that. They've played a wonderful football game tonight.
Handoff to Brown again. He'll pick up a few more yards.
Cardinals with one timeout left, and I think there's a stoppage here. I don't know if somebody got dinged up or what's happening.
Yep, we've got a Northwood player.
Helmet came off.
So a Northwood player had to come out, and so now they will whistle for the play clock to begin winding down. That's an interesting one because unless they're not enforcing the clock rules, you could fake having your helmet come off, and if the officials don't call it, it's like a free
chippiness there at the end of the play. So a brief little one-on-one skirmish out on the edge. There's jubilation on one side and frustration on the other, as you would expect. And now the player from the Cardinals, who shall remain largely nameless, will come to the sidelines to kind of cool things off a little bit. He's had a rough night. That's all I'll say. He's been involved in a number of key moments, and certainly frustration would be an understandable reaction to what's transpired with 1:08 and counting left.
3rd and 2 coming up for Northwood. One more first down would easily salt it away, and I think Northwood a delay of game.
Yep.
I saw the coaching staff for Northwood come out onto the sideline. I thought maybe they were going to spend a timeout, but they did not. And for SVSU, I think this is one that there's not going to be a lot to look back on favorably from the first half, some things to build on in the second half. But one thing SVSU is going to have to improve upon is defending the wide receiver screen. I'm not sure other teams will be able to run it as well as
But it's on tape repeatedly.
Yes, but now it is on tape, and so you know that it's a situation that is going to be something other teams see if they can also take advantage of. Again, the next opponent for SVSU next Saturday afternoon, Cardinals taking on the University of New Haven out in Connecticut.
It is funny what a small world college football is, and when you start to put things on tape for your future opponents, or something they need to learn how to stop, game film travels.
Yes.
Big time these days, and I'm not sure what the Cardinals have given New Haven tonight of concern, but they certainly have planted some seeds of opportunity. But sorry, JJ. There is a lot of season left. This is a Cardinal team that is going to be good. They are going to be solid. They kind of got punched in the mouth tonight a little bit right out of the gate. Didn't respond as you would expect them to. I'd be surprised if that happened again anywhere at any time this season. They have high hopes. They have very high expectations. The season's not done. They will go to 1-2 here in about 30 seconds of game time, if that, maybe 10 seconds of game time, and they'll start to regroup and try to get things kind of put back in the right way. And sometimes leaving the comforts of home and getting on the road and sort of that bunker mentality, sometimes that's a good way to reset things.
Cardinals will definitely need the reset button after this one.
Yep, big time.
So 4th down, Northwood will go for it. Hand off to Brown, and he does not get there, so there will be a turnover on downs. Did they let the final seconds tick down? They did.
It's the longest 9-second running play for no yards that you'll ever see, and I don't think anybody's upset about it.
I was going to say, that was one that there are exactly 0 people who are going to plead for this game to be extended. Credit to Northwood. They win the Axe Bowl over SVSU 38-14. Back in a moment. You are listening to Saginaw Valley State University football.